Here's something to think about. Say if you are standing right in front of a door that is closed. Just imagine yourself in front of a door that is currently closed. It's unlocked. The door is unlocked, but it's closed. Okay? This is an image that has been coming to me to share regarding this topic. There are so many people in this world that are asking a higher power for which they perceive, either God, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, or spirit, or the universe, or whatever, for something. And in a way, asking, say, please assist me with this for which I am currently going through, or assist me with this connection, with a greater connection with the infinite, or more love, or with God, or with Source, and so on. Essentially asking for this, essentially saying that I am open. I am open to receive this, more abundance. But in the same way, standing in front of this door that is closed. This is the main thing that is happening right now, with, as I mentioned, with so many people. The process of asking and saying to the universe, I am open to receive, and or I surrender to the universe, or I surrender to God, and so on. But at the same time, holding on to beliefs structures that are keeping the door closed. You can't have both at the same time. We can't have more true connection and oneness and a feeling of oneness and connection with all that is, while we're still holding on to structures within our mental being that are restricting us from walking through that door. It's not up to anyone or anything within existence or within the universe to essentially pull us through that door. We need to be able to open the door ourselves. The process for which I see is opening the door is like us releasing the beliefs and or the traumas and or the emotional blocks that we're holding on to that is essentially restricting us from opening the door and walking through it. The more that we release these things from the levels of our consciousness, release these beliefs, these perceptions, and so on, we are essentially walking. We're going through the process. That is an action. Those are actions. When we release these old structures from our being, those are actions. They are actually changes within our consciousness that are making an energetic change. So let me give you an example of what I'm describing here. And this is only one example out of a multitude of other examples that could play into this same scenario. To say if someone has a belief that they need to be saved by someone or something, saved by God, saved by Jesus, saved by an extraterrestrial being that they view is more powerful than them, therefore they please save me from this space for which I am in currently. That is again a belief. I need to be saved. That's a belief. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. It just is what it is. So this belief, if we are going to truly drill down and take the steps that are needed to walk through the door, to be more connected and feel more connection, to where you wouldn't feel like you need to be saved anymore, we need to look at what lies underneath that belief and why that belief even exists. So let's look at the first thing. If we're asking ourselves this question, why is there this belief within me that I need to be saved? Then you might feel that there's a level of fear there exists below that belief. Well, why do I have this fear then that I need to be saved? And you're looking at the deeper reason of why this fear exists. Well, so I feel like I'm not powerful enough, and or I don't have the connection within me to be able to ascend out of this space for which I am in. I am not powerful enough to be able to ascend and or feel a connection to where I need to be saved. So that is a level of feeling of lack of connection. So we've gone from the belief of needing to be saved, that there's an underlying fear because of a lack of connection. So then let's look, okay, why is there a feeling of lack of connection? Well, there's a underlying level of the lack of empowerment. I don't have the power. I'm not powerful enough to do that. So that again, that's a perception that you are essentially opposing upon yourself, that I am not powerful enough. I am not as powerful as that, or I can't do that. Only God could do that, or only Jesus can do that, or Buddha, or Muhammad, or the universe, or these extraterrestrial beings that fly around in light ships. They have the power to do that, but I don't. Again, that is a self-imposed perception and belief that is being held on to. It's a lack of empowerment. So let's then look. Okay, let's drill down another level. Why is there a lack of connection? Why is there a lack of empowerment? When everything comes down to the more in all these different scenarios, this is only one scenario for which I am describing here. Most of them all lead back to love. The lack of feeling infinite bliss and love. If someone has a full connection with themselves, as I talk about connecting with your eternal self of your I am presence, your own divine self, and so on, the more that you have the connection with your eternal self and so on, the more that you feel infinite bliss, love, and so on. And the more that you do that, the less you look outside of yourself for that fulfillment and or connection outside of yourself, again, through a being or whatever you perceive as something more powerful than you are. So it's the process that of empowerment is also the process of integrating more of the love for yourself is the easiest way to go through that. When we have more of that feeling of connection and love through ourselves, then of course that takes care of the connection part. There's the feeling of a lack of connection essentially no longer exists. The same thing goes for the fear of needing to be saved from a energetic space for which you perceive no longer exists either. Because at that space of knowingness and love within yourself, there's no more fear of needing to go anywhere or be something that you already are not, like you're lesser than someone or something within another level of existence. You step more into your shoes of that infinite flow of knowingness and love. More of your God self-awareness, more of your divine self-awareness, and so on. So, as I was describing at the beginning of this video, the door is right in front of you right now. The door is unlocked. It's a matter of us choosing. Again, this is all a choice. Instead of believing and asking someone or something to essentially do this or that for you, do this or this for me, please assist me, and moving beyond this door, is to look within yourself and or work with people and connect with the end goal of connecting to a greater level of your own infinite being yourself. Stepping more into your own infinite love for yourself. Therefore, that abundance and that infinite flow of light and love flows without, say, it coming from somewhere else that is you perceive as outside of yourself. Through the process of letting go and of the fears, letting go of the lack of feeling of connection, and so on, and actually focusing on the deeper root, the real root of why these perceptions exist within your being, and truly looking at the underlying, what truly underlies all of this different manifestations of why we hold on to this perception or that belief and so on. And we make the changes necessary to actually be opening that door ourselves and walking through the door of more connection with our infinite being that we are. That is action. And this action of integration, when we open that door, we're integrating more of our eternal knowings. We're integrating more of that knowingness and love. When we open the door again and we walk through it by our willingness to change. The willingness to change is the process of going through the different parts of our consciousness that's holding on to the structures that are limiting us to even seeing through the door. The seeing that we are the ones that have created this door, and we're the ones that are holding ourselves behind the door. There's no one or anything holding us behind this door. It's up to us to open it and walk through it. So please take the time to check out what you got going on within your perceptions and your beliefs. Be willing to change. Be willing to look what the underlying aspects of what is holding you back. And make changes. Again, all these things are right here in front of us right now. It's up to us